So this video is in reference to the tweet from my Twitter account Friday, December 12th, 2012, and it's in regards to the deliberate rear fender tap of a confidential informant on that day rather. But before we get into that, I'd just like to reference that we were on our way to the cable company somewhere in the Fullerton area. I'm not gonna, I believe it was in the Fullerton area. We were going there to pay a cable bill, and then we went clear across town via Harbor Boulevard to the IKEA near the 405 freeway. So besides the fender bender incident, there was also the phenomenon of just seeing one police vehicle in the entire 4 or 5 hour round trip through Central Orange County, and we'll get into that as well. But anyway, so the first part of our trip was to go pay a cable bill towards the Fullerton area from downtown Anaheim. It was actually near the La Palma Street, because it just so happens that we happened to go back down La Palma, and just by coincidence we crossed the corner of La Palma and Anna Drive, which is the incident of the murdered Hispanic male this summer that caused the rioting here in Anaheim. So just by coincidence, we also happened to be driving past that corner intersection. And we had recently attended a gathering there by the mothers, and I have a video on that a couple of videos ago. So anyway, that's the context, and now we're on our way to the IKEA near the Harbor and 405 freeway. I also want to reference the July 27th, 2012 video. You can scroll down. The video has that in its name, 07/27/12, with the fender bender accident, and that's this segment here. So this is July 27th, and I'll add a link in the description to the actual video I'm referring to that I created. But this is just as additional reference to put everything into context. This is July 27th, 2012. And we approached the corner of Lincoln and Harbor, just remember that, July 27, 2012 at 3 p.m. And remember, we talked about how this boom right there to your left, there was a fender bender incident. And then as we pulled off and were crossing Harbor and Lincoln, we get the appearance of a white Nissan Sentra right there. So he comes up to she comes up to along my wife's right hand side. So it's the exact vehicle we're riding in, and then she pulls in front of us, and the moment she pulls in front of us, two Anaheim police vehicles, two of John Welter's Anaheim police vehicles pop up. So fender bender, my wife's identical vehicle pulls in front of us, and then these two Anaheim police vehicles pop up. And this was the actual vehicle itself that had pulled in front of us after the accident. And we have a reference in the original video about this incident, and with the license plate number, and I believe it was an Asian female. And we got clearer shots of this, and the license plate references now on that video that we'll be linking to. Anyway, so remember that. So we've just come from paying our cable bill. We just happened to cross the La Palma Anna Drive intersection by coincidence, and then that's the corner of Harbor and Lincoln, where on July 27th there was the little fender bender bump, followed by my wife's vehicle, followed by two Anaheim police vehicles. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, we passed the Anna Drive La Palma intersection. Again, like I said, we're on our way to IKEA. It's Friday, December 14th. And as we're approaching the corner of Harbor and Lincoln, this corner that we just talked about, we come across this Anaheim police vehicle, and I didn't catch this, but he actually came along my wife's left and turned into my wife's lane and then hung a right turn. Now this is again Harbor and Lincoln, and we just showed you the video of July 27th with the fender bender tap. The other significance to this particular Anaheim police officer drive-by is the fact that we did not have another police vehicle that close to us. There were other police vehicles farther away, and we'll show you an example of that, but that was the only police vehicle in the entire 4 or 5 hours that we were out and about in Orange County on Friday, from Fullerton back to downtown Anaheim, and then IKEA near the Harbor and 405, a little past Harbor in the 405 to go to the Home Goods, and then clear across Orange County again via Harbor back to downtown Anaheim. This was the only police vehicle, an Anaheim police vehicle near us, hanging a right turn onto Lincoln and Harbor, the same corner of the July 27th bumper tap. And as you can see just a few seconds ago on my wife's car dashboard, it was 2:50 p.m. So December 14th, 2012, 2:50 p.m. the Anaheim drive-by on the corner of Harbor and Lincoln. The only police vehicle physically close to our vehicle for the 4 or 5 hour round trip across Orange County. So that's the significance of that particular drive-by, and the added significance of being at the corner of Harbor and Lincoln, where on July 27th we had that strange little incident of the fender bender Nissan Sentra white and the 2 Anaheim cops. And now for the main event of the day. At approximately, I would say, 15 minutes later or so, I have it at around 3:10 p.m. we were at the corner of Harbor and West Wilkin Way, just after Harbor and Orangewood. There's a jack-in-the-box in the corner, and this woman in this Toyota vehicle with license plate 5 Government 182 5 GOV 182 does a fender bender tap to the rear of my wife's vehicle as we're waiting for the light to change. We then pull into this parking lot on our right hand side off of Harbor in front of the jack-in-the-box, and she pulls over and we inspect my wife's vehicle and notice that the fender tap wasn't significant enough. It did not cause any apparent damage. Looked at the front of her vehicle, did not notice any damage. But this woman, white female, tapped the rear end of my wife's white Nissan Sentra approximately 15 minutes or so after the Anaheim police vehicle drive-by at the corner of Harbor and Lincoln, the same corner of the July 27th fender bender tap incident. And so there we are. There goes my wife's vehicle. Again, 5 GOV 182. And then it didn't last more than a minute. The woman was extremely nervous. That's her right there. Extremely nervous demeanor, and she looked like she wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. The encounter lasted probably a minute or so once we realized that there was no damage to my wife's vehicle. And she pulls off and disappears fairly quickly. And I was about to enter my wife's vehicle and take off. And what do I hear but a fire truck with the sirens on. And there you can see it pulling up right and the jack-in-the-box is right there across the street. So this fire truck pulls up right as this woman takes off and disappears with the siren on. So I immediately told my wife that I was going to take Benjamin. We had our dog with us for a little walk to see if he needed to do anything, in order to have the opportunity to document this fire truck with its sirens on that shows up just as this woman takes off from the parking lot. So this is literally what, maybe 2-3 minutes after the fender bender tap. We have the encounter with the woman. She then takes off after we determine that there was no damage. And as she's taken off and as I'm entering the vehicle, this fire truck shows up with sirens on. So I take the opportunity to walk Benjamin along Harbor there and get a clear videotape evidence. I believe we're in the city of Garden Grove, so I'm assuming that this is a Garden Grove fire truck. And I'd also like to reference you that the little Twitter war I had with the Anaheim Fire Department the other day. What was it, Wednesday or so? And I have that video up as well. And then like an hour after that little Twitter war on Wednesday or so, the fire system in this entire complex, the fire alarm system, went off. So here we have, on the day we pass by Anna Drive and then see the one and only cop vehicle in the form of an Anaheim police vehicle that shows up anywhere near us for the entire 4-hour drive at the corner of Harbor and Lincoln, the same corner of the July 27th fender bender strange incident. And then a minute or 2 or 3 after this little fender bender incident of Friday, this fire truck shows up. And I thought that this other vehicle there might have been a fire truck alongside jack-in-the-box, but on further inspection it looks like it was only this one fire truck vehicle. And you don't see anyone else, and I'm not seeing them running out of the truck fairly quickly there, coming out. They don't seem to be in a big hurry, but they pulled in with their lights on and their sirens on, and no one seems to be stepping out of the vehicle anytime soon, at least from what I could tell. And they could probably see me pointing the camera straight at them from across the street. Anyway, I walked back with Benjamin and then proceeded to board my wife's vehicle. Let's see, here we are. And then here we are pulling from the parking lot, and at this point you'll finally see, I believe to be a couple of fire truck personnel walking across right there, the jack-in-the-box, I believe. I'm thinking that's the persons that were in the fire truck walking into the jack-in-the-box. So this fire truck pulls in with sirens blaring, I guess to have lunch or something, a couple of minutes after this little fender bender tap with this woman. On the same day that we see the Anaheim police vehicle, the only police vehicle anywhere physically near us, at the same corner of the July 27th fender bender event. And then going down the road a little bit further, in a minute or so, we approach Harbor and Lampson. And on Harbor and Lampson we will see a police vehicle cross and traveling down Lampson right there. You can see it right there on Harbor and Lampson. I assume it's a Garden Grove police vehicle because we're in Garden Grove. The significance of Lampson is that just down the street on Euclid and Lampson is our former Garden Grove home, which I refer to as Hell House. And you'll one day find out why I refer to it as Hell House. At this point, I'm still trying to keep things G-rated. But that's an instance of a police vehicle, but it was far away. But in terms of physically being near us, it was only that one Anaheim police drive-by on Harbor and Lincoln, 15 minutes or so prior to the fender tap. And then here on Lampson and Harbor and Garden Grove Boulevard, we see to our left there what might possibly be a Nissan, but I'm not sure if that's an Altima or a Sentra. But this has been a corner of numerous harassment events as well, otherwise known as an anchor point in the business. And I just document this in case this is a Nissan Sentra. So that was the main event. We passed through Anna Drive on the corner of Harbor and Lincoln. We see the only police vehicle in the form of an Anaheim police vehicle that was anywhere near us for the entire 4 or 5 hours of the day. At the corner of Harbor and Lincoln of the July 27th fender bender event, followed up 15 minutes or later by a fender bender courtesy a female white woman in a Toyota, complete with a fire truck popping up at the Jack in the Box a minute or so later.